Hey guys, and welcome back to another video with Brooklyn. How are you all doing this terrific Thursday afternoon? So I'm going to jump right into the video. I want to talk about Derrick Jackson, the love guru, the relationship guru of YouTube, okay? He has over 1 million followers. And he's always on YouTube talking about what a woman should not allow a man to do and what a man should not allow himself to do to a woman. And if a man is doing these things to a woman, he's a dog. If he's cheating on her, she should walk away. She should run. She should not talk to a married man. You know, if a man is married but saying he's separated, she should do her investigation. You know, the list goes on and on. And granted, he was giving some good advice. He had a lot of women followers. And women were flocking to him because they were having troubles in their relationship and they trusted another man to give them a point of view from a man. Well, it's come to light that Derrick Jackson has been cheating on his wife that no one knew that he had, that was following him basically, except for his inner circle. No one knew that he had for years. I believe they've been together for 14 years and they have children. They live in a whole house together. They're a whole family. He was using, in my opinion, everything that he's been doing to his wife against their marriage, having several mistresses. He was using that on his platform and turning it around and using it in the third person, but he was talking about himself the whole time. I watched a video of his yesterday, and he was saying how he was talking about him and his wife. They just did a video. They were talking about the situation of adultery that has just come to light to the world. And he was talking about it, but he was talking about it in the third person. He was saying that a young man and his wife sat down and they discussed the situation of their marriage and the outcome, and he believes that everything is going to be fine with this couple. He agrees with the wife to hang in there and that they should have the good fight of faith. And he thinks that people should just not put people on a pedestal because people can make mistakes. He was talking about himself and his wife as though he was talking about someone else. Then he went on to try to promote this book as another person. Why don't you all check out this young man's book? He totally disengaged himself. He totally disassociated himself from the situation. He's taking no responsibility as himself. He's in a third party. He has a mental problem. His wife, she is so broken. When she came on camera, she had on a silk cap that you sleep in at night. Her clothes was ragged. She was broken out, obviously, from stress. She had stress acne. And it was just ridiculous that he brought her on that camera looking like that. Okay? She is just broken down and discombobulated. Okay? This man has brought women into her house and they have slept in her bed. The woman that I listen to Tasha K. Tasha K, she knows what she's doing. I give Tasha K prompts, okay? She talked to a couple of his mistresses. One mistress said that she had no idea he even had a wife. She'd been to his home. She slept in the woman's bed, had sex in the bed and everything. Me personally, I have no idea how you don't know this man is married if you're in his home. How could he have possibly hidden his wife's belongings and his children's belongings? She didn't know any of this. He has a car seat in the back of his car when you look at the video. So you had to know that there was someone in his life because he had a baby seat in the back of his car. She said she didn't know. She slept in the woman's bed, had relationships in this married woman's bed. Then he said that he has been celibate from having affairs for 6 months. He found the Lord. His wife is a Christian. He's been celibate as far as sleeping outside. He's been having sex, I guess, with his wife. But he told his wife he hasn't, and I'm using the wrong word when I say celibate. He has not been having extramarital affairs on his wife for 6 months. He's been delivered. Well, one of Tasha K's guests said that she just had sexual relations with him in March. And I believe it was March 19th. Today is the 25th of March. She had relationships with him on the 19th. That was just last week, Friday. Okay? She has videos of him walking around with no clothing on in her home. All kinds of things coming to light. But he has been not having an affair for the last 6 months. But according to all that's coming out in the media, he's been having an affair on his wife with several different women for years. One of them even was pregnant and aborted the baby. Okay? But I went onto her Instagram page because I wanted to see what this woman was. And I believe her name is Derrick Jackson. Okay? And I looked at an article that she wrote. It's not an article. It's some of her life that she's talking about. And it's going to take me a minute to read it, so you all bear with me. Okay? And she wrote this. She said, because she has a problem with dark-skinned women. She's made it clear that she has a problem with dark-skinned women. She's not a fan of dark-skinned women because she feels that dark-skinned women are beautiful and her husband tends to like dark-skinned women. Now, Danae is not a light-skinned woman herself. She may be a shade or two lighter than me. I'm a chocolate chick. She's lighter than me, but she's not considered to be a light-skinned woman. Maybe a brown skin, a light brown, but she's not a light-skinned woman. I would consider her to be on the dark-skin spectrum if you had to scale it. Okay? But she doesn't care for dark-skinned women because her husband associates with dark-skinned women. But from me seeing the women that he's been sleeping with, they're not all dark-skinned. One of them was extremely light-skinned. But she wrote this on her page, and it says, body issues go deeper than IG, YouTube, and other media outlets. Add premium outlets like porn channels, including the homemade videos, and you're standing in the door, labeled torture. On the other end, eagerly awaiting your arrival is obsession, anxiety, fear, incubus, succubus, jealousy, rage, and a host of other demons. Let me tell you how cunning the satanic plot is that nearly destroyed me. The word says the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Therefore, what happened to me is real time happening to others. The stepstones to the pathway leading to the door of torture happened in my youth. Fast forward to a woman who attended college with me. Dark-skinned, well-known, successful, and just so happened to be someone I've seen naked, penetrated, soaking, moaning, and more. I hated the woman, but I also desperately wanted to be like her because it felt like she had something I wanted. Once my eye gates were open to this part of her, I studied everything about her. It came down to me knowing her bra size, waist size, and how she liked to be stimulated during the act. A few times I tried to imitate her in the same way, and it backfired miserably. This is just what jealousy and rage needed to get in modern day times, lit in my mind, body, and soul. Daily, these thoughts screamed at me. You'll never have what she has. You don't fit the profile. She's dark-skinned, perfection. You're not. He'll always choose her over you. She's more successful than you. Look at what she's done and look at you. How can you compete with that? Do you see her body in clothes? Now look at her body outside of them. You're only good for one thing, and it will never meet up to the standards that she's set. A few of many spirits crushing blows that had total control of my mind for over a decade. Demons were working tirelessly to destroy me at the core. They seamlessly played on my issues. I knew this woman's body better than I knew mine for over 10 years. Bound by the enemy so I would die. The media and childhood are the stones to this door. Many of us has gone through this door and greeted by the same demon. But I've come to proclaim victory over this door and those demons through forgiveness in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, This is something that happened to her when she was in college, and she was with this woman for 10 years. Now, from what I'm reading, she either had a lesbian relationship with this woman or a threesome with some man. I don't know if it's her husband or another man, because she watched as this woman was going through these sexual acts and she was involved. So either she was having a threesome, because she said that no matter what, he's always going to want her, no matter what she do. Okay? And this right here is low self-esteem at its finest. Okay? She's comparing herself to another woman. You know, she's beating herself up because he's always going to want this particular woman, a dark-skinned, sexy woman. She knew her bra size. She knew everything about her. She even tried to mimic her in the bed. When the woman would moan and groan, she tried to do the same thing. It backfired on her. This woman, his wife, has some deep-rooted problems going on, okay? And this man has played on them. He's played on them. And he's used them to build his multi-million-dollar platform. This man has a lot of money and a lot of followers. And unfortunately, people will continue to follow him. Unfortunately, women will still subscribe to his page and they will still follow him. He has lost contracts with people trying to give him contracts. He's lost contracts. He's suffering some consequences, but not the ultimate consequence. Right now, you know, the ultimate consequence would be him just reaping what he sowed, basically, and she leave him and take half of his fortune and go away, you know. But unfortunately, women will still flock to him because a lot of women have low self-esteem, just as she do. They don't think they can do any better, and they will allow him to perpetrate spiritual rape and physically assaulting them, whether it's consenting or not. You know, this man preyed on his women followers because these women followers have low self-esteem just as his wife. I feel bad for his wife, but think about the women who he has crushed that has not come forward. Some women has come forward, but think about the women that he slept with that has not come forward and who are afraid to come forward. Some women are still in denial. They don't believe that he's done anything to them. His wife is suffering. His wife should be at the forefront because she's his wife. But think about the other women who Derrick has devastated with these lies that are now coming out. Okay? Because even though they're telling on him now, they're hurting because they thought that this was a different relationship. They have this guru. He loves them. He's being intimate with them. And women love. You know, we get attached emotionally. Men don't have to. Some men do, but a lot of men can just have sex with you and don't mean anything to them. And evidently, this is what's going on with him. And the reason why he is wanting the relationship to work with his wife is because he wants to continue to build his platform. This, sadly, is going to continue to have people following him. People want to see this type of drama and dilemma play out. If people were to walk away from his platform, unsubscribe to him, and just walk away, he couldn't continue to play it out. But unfortunately, women are going to continue to follow him. They are going to continue to reach out to him. Some women are going to side with him. Some women are going to believe his story over the wife's story. You know what I'm saying? And she is in his corner saying that God called her to a time such as this. God calls no one to be abused. He calls no one to be cheated on and mistreated. That is Satan. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. She said it herself. And that's what he's doing to her spirit. He's killing it. He's stealing it, and he's destroying her. You can see it all over her body. If you go to her Instagram page, you can see that she just looks so distraught, and she posts a lot of dark energy. Everyone said they didn't know that he was married. Then the ones that was with him, some of them are saying that he said they were separated. But to me, if you're in a man's house, how could he hide everything about a family? No pictures, No baby toys. He had a car seat in the back of his car. How could you not know? A lot of women, I believe, knew that he was married. They didn't care because of who he is. You know, they didn't care. Because she said that she's been dealing with this for years. And she has a problem with dark-skinned women because he likes dark-skinned women. But some pictures that I seen, he's fooling around with some light-skinned women too. So she has a self-image problem. She has an image problem with herself. Dark-skinned women are attractive. It's not all about being light. All black is beautiful, whether you're light or dark. You know, but she said even in one of her writings on her Instagram, because I'm going to come back tomorrow and do another one. She said that she even hated her own daughters because of their dark skin. So she internally wants to be, I guess, jet black. I guess she feels like if she was dark enough, he wouldn't want another woman, but that's not the case. He's a philanderer. He likes to cheat. That's what he's going to do. He's always done it, according to her. She's been dealing with this the whole time they've been together. She has pictures of him and her all over his Instagram page, or all over her Instagram page. He never posted her at all on none of his media, social media. He did not post his wife because he didn't want anybody to know about her. He didn't want anybody to know. He was hiding her. But he was using what he was doing to her to build his platform. He was cheating on her, and then he would get on his platform and say, this is what a man should not do to his woman. If your man is doing these things to your woman, you need to leave. But he was doing it. He was cheating, impregnating women. Okay? Lying, buying women gifts, sending women plane tickets, you know, paying women's bills. But he was telling women, do not let this happen to you. You need to leave. But he won't leave, but his wife is still hanging on. And then he's talking in the third person. That's a sign that he has some real deep-rooted problems because he's not taking accountability. And a person like that can be dangerous. He started blaming his followers. You shouldn't put someone on a pedestal. When you do that, they're capable of doing anything. And then y'all disappointed when this young man had an affair, but y'all put him on this pedestal. Y'all caused so and so and so. He was talking in the third person, blaming his followers. Okay? I mean, you shouldn't put anybody up on a pedestal. Everybody can I don't call an affair a mistake because he continues to do it over and over again. He didn't just trip and fall and have sex, okay? But anyone is capable of sinning and doing things that they should not do. Anyone, okay? So you should not put your eyes on somebody. It's not nothing wrong listening to somebody on YouTube and getting information that you may can follow. There's nothing wrong with that. But you don't put your whole hopes and trust in them because you never know what someone is doing at their home and in their relationship. That's why it's not good to have relationship goals following other people. Your relationship goals should be something that you and your spouse works on and that's compatible with each other and acceptable by Christ. That's what your relationship goals should be. Pleasing God and pleasing each other. Not what somebody else has going on because you don't know what's going on in someone else's private life. What's going on in someone else's home. You do not have any idea. You don't know. And then when you find out about it, you're devastated, you're disappointed. Everyone's talking bad about him, but they should not have been following him and taking his advice. And the advice that he's given was foul. It was foul. He was playing his wife and he's playing all these women that's following him and that he's sleeping with. Just like your pastor in church. It's always good. You can honor your pastor, but it's always good to know the word and the Lord for yourself because pastors do things too. Preachers do things too. Everyone does something. So it's always good to have a relationship with God for yourself and know what's going on. In your relationship, work on your relationship and have your own set of relationship goals for yourself, not for someone else. Because you looking over there, they got this nice house. This man, they showed some pictures of his house. Beautiful house. They going on trips to Dubai, all over in another country. Just have a grand life. But she is broken. No woman can stand up under a serial cheater. You break down over one cheating. He just looked at the woman the wrong way, and a woman gets upset. This is a serial cheater. And he impregnated a woman. She got rid of it, but how do we know there's not children out there that he has? They just haven't come forward. Some women may not never come forward because they're embarrassed or whatever the case may be. They may be married themselves, you know? So I'm going to come back and do a follow-up because it's some other things I want to talk about. I don't want to make the video too long. So you all take care of yourselves this lovely, lovely Thursday evening. And with that being said, I'm going to say vielen Dank. That's thank you very much in German. So vielen Dank for watching me. And choose, that's what? That's bye in German.